Alright, so it's a new day and brought a bunch more stuff out here. And today, I think what we're going to do is try to take some of this stuff down that's just like sitting on these shelves and packing it up so it doesn't fall during transport. I have no clue how we're going to do this, but it needs to get done, so we're just going to start. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then once we've got all that down, I'm going to start going into the grain bin and pulling stuff out and bringing it in here to get it ready to transport. So that's what we're working on. I think we've got like 90% of everything out of the house. Got a couple big bins left, but I think everything else is gone. And we'll have a lot to get out of this grain bin. Blog readers will remember just how much stuff is in there. But yeah, I will show you that here in a minute when we get to it. For now, we're going to be pulling some of this stuff down and finding little safe homes for it. Well, as much as I hate it, I think I'm going to put some of these back on up there. I'm kind of worried about these little plastic clips breaking if I try to stack them. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to reinstall a couple of them and then kind of put a couple of them up there out of the way where they're not going to get broken. They were just kind of stacked in this hanging locker, which is fine, but they would definitely fall if we were moving. So it's going to be a little bit of a pain, but I guess that is the name of the game with moving right now. Everything has been a pain. Speaking of, so we finally got our house under contract. It is not the house that we saw together when we were down there. Aaron and I did see this house, but we didn't film it because it was our second choice, and we felt pretty certain that we were going to get that first choice house. Just through a weird set of circumstances, that other house had another offer that was pretty much already accepted on it, which is crazy that it happened like within that 2-day time frame because the house has been on the market for 6 months, but whatever, it happens. So our second choice house, we put an offer in, and same story. The house, well, this one hasn't been on the market so long, but it's been on the market for a month. But the same day that we put an offer in, somebody else put an offer in. So we got into a little bit of a bidding war. We won, paying a little bit more for the house than I would have liked. But at the end of the day, what are you going to do? So, in trying to get down there as soon as possible, you kind of just have to let certain things ride. And so we made the decision to just not worry about it too much, to pay a little bit more than we think this house is worth, and to get the house just so we can get down there, because I do have a job that I need to start. And I know that the owner wanted me down there, last week, so I just have to make sure to keep that in mind. And make sure that I'm doing the right thing there. Ultimately, that job is going to make up for that $10,000 for sure. So that's the priority. Also, great spot for the boat. It has a second driveway just like this other place. It's not paved, but it is a second driveway. They used to have horses, so there's a horse stable back there, so they were able to get big trucks in and out. to get the horses, and so it just works out. We're going to put the boat right in front of the old horse stables, and which will be kind of on the side of the house. And yeah, I think it'll be great. The house is super nice. It's actually nicer than the other house. I think it's a lot nicer than the other house. The kitchen needs updating, but that's about it. It's a super open interior, and we're gonna close in like 4 weeks. So by the time you see this video, we'll probably be like a week or two from closing. So that's pretty cool. So anyhow, that's what we're working on, and now I've got to find these hinges so that we can reinstall this. Alright, so we have a whole drawer of fasteners and stuff up there, and I found the hinges. I think I found some of the screws that attach to some of the hinges. I'm not exactly... Yeah, okay, so I definitely found the screws that attach to the actual boat up there. But I can't find the 3 screws that attach the hinge to the... whatever this thing is, the lid. Whatever you would call that. So I've got a whole bunch of fasteners here, and it might be one of these. You know, they're too big, but they might work. There's plenty of room. What I should say is they're bigger than the ones that were in here, but they fit the hinge really well. And they're silicone bronze, so they're going to last forever. So if they're not too long, these may work, and I have a whole bag of them, which would be really cool. So let's go see up there if it'll fit. Oh, wait. I'm actually screwing into this. So... Okay, that's going to be really close. Maybe too close for comfort. It's like a 1/4 inch longer than these other ones. I don't know about that. Well, we'll try one very carefully and see if it starts to poke through. And if it does, we'll just back out and figure out something else. Wow, you know what? I think this is gonna work. That's fantastic. We didn't poke through. Alright. I mean, that feels pretty solid to me. Let's do a couple, just make sure that we didn't get lucky. So each one of these is labeled. So this one's labeled V-berth starboard aft, and then of course the screws. These little screws were in a separate Ziploc bag, so that I know that these screws actually go into this wood here. So with a very high degree of confidence, all of these screw holes should match up perfectly, and the same should be said for the actual screws that's going to go inside of there. So hopefully, we're not going to damage any wood or anything, and everything just lines up. Nice. So that way we can use these to store stuff into, and I don't have to worry about stuff falling out. I think that'll be really helpful. I'm probably only going to do a few of them, like the back two or something. But yeah, we'll see. And then I also don't have to worry about breaking these while we're storing them. So it's good stuff. Alright, so I'm really glad I tackled this over here, because now this is completely clean, other than these port lights. The port lights, I don't know what I'm going to do with the port lights. Obviously they're glass, so I want to protect them. They're not going to be stacked like that, so I think once I figure out everything else, I'll find a safe place for them. But this over here being done, man, that just makes me feel good. Having some of this a little bit more wrapped up also feels pretty good. These things I'll find a place for. This stuff, even though it looks like crap, is secure. It's not going anywhere. These things are pretty sturdy. Everything behind here is good. I'll need to figure out what to do with all the epoxy supplies, but there's plenty of space for that. And yeah, that's it. I mean, we just need to get all the stuff from the grain bin now. But nothing's gonna come like crashing down. Once I take care of these and these, we're like, so close. So yeah, feeling pretty good. Think that it's already afternoon. Maybe I'm gonna go back to the house and pack up, maybe finish a room or two at the house, and yeah, be out here sometime this week. It's my last work week, so I gave my company a full month's notice. So 5 more days and then it is full throttle moving. So that's pretty cool. That'll give us a couple weeks to just really get our stuff together, and when I can work on this every day, I think that's just going to be awesome. So yeah, that's where we're at. I won't keep rambling. Thanks for watching.